So check this out. Nobody told me this when I was younger. If a man spends his 20s chasing women, he might wake up later realizing he never built himself. And I know that because I lived it. When I was around 21, I had this girlfriend, and man, I was simping. Yeah, I said it. She was beautiful. Black hair, green eyes. And back then, to me, she felt like everything. And because of that, I started moving stupid. I thought being available all the time meant I was being a good man. I thought overgiving meant love. I thought if I showed her enough, did enough, proved enough, she would value me more. But that's not how it works. What I was calling love was really me losing myself, trying to keep somebody impressed. And a lot of young men do this. They start shaping their whole life around what a woman likes and what she wants, what makes her smile, what keeps her around. And little by little, without even realizing it, they stop building the man they were supposed to become. That was me. I had strong men around me too. My father, my uncles, men who knew better, men who weren't soft, men who would tell you the truth, whether you liked it or not. And I'll never forget one moment. My uncle pulled me to the side one day, and he didn't come with some soft, watered down advice either. He looked at me and said, "Man, I heard you being a sucka." That hit me. Then he said, "A chump in your relationship. What's wrong with you?" And I'm telling you right now, that landed hard. Because when you're young, you don't think you're being weak. You think you're being loving. You think you're doing what a man is supposed to do. But what he saw was a man handing over his frame. He was basically telling me, you don't build your life around a woman, you build the man. That conversation stayed with me. At the time, I heard it, but I didn't fully get it. Not yet. Because sometimes a man can hear truth early, but he won't understand it until life punches him in the mouth later. And for me, that moment came after loss. Because years later, after taking a hit in business, I finally understood what my uncle was trying to save me from. Withdrawal is a strategic preparation for rebuilding. It was time to build the headquarters. Men move on results. Peace is the prize. If you want the women, you stop chasing the women. You build the empire first. Discipline is discernment. Stewardship is leadership. Build the man, and everything else follows. Kingdom comebacks. Build what matters. See, I didn't fully understand my uncle's words when he first said them. I respected it, but I didn't fully live it. It took a business loss for that lesson to really sink in, and that kind of loss will sit you down. It'll make you stop talking. It'll make you look at your life different. It'll make you ask yourself where your time went, where your focus went, and what you were really building all those years. And that's when something became crystal clear to me. A man does not wake up valuable just because he exists. He has to build that value. That's the part nobody wants to tell young men straight. A beautiful woman in her 20s can walk into a room and instantly be noticed. That's just reality. But a man has to become. He has to build discipline when nobody's clapping. He has to build skill when nobody sees him. He has to build strength when life is testing him. He has to build character when temptation is easy. He has to build purpose before the rewards ever show up. That takes time. That takes suffering sometimes. That takes saying no to distractions that feel good in the moment but cost you years in the long run. And one of the biggest distractions for a young man is building his life around women instead of building his life around purpose. Now hear me clearly. I'm not saying a young man can't date. I'm not saying women are the enemy. That's not what this is. I'm saying if your whole identity is wrapped up in impressing women, ooh, you're going to leak energy, time, money, confidence, and direction, because now your focus is split. You're trying to be seen instead of trying to become. You're trying to be chosen instead of becoming a man with standards, strength, and vision. And as you're watching this right now on YouTube, one thing I want you to really think about is this. A lot of us growing up didn't have the luxury of what young men have today. We didn't have all these men online getting on YouTube, sharing games, sharing wisdom, sharing life experience, breaking down what to do and what not to do. Today, you can literally get on YouTube or social media and hear different men talk about discipline, relationship, purpose, masculinity, God, business, mindset, all of it. And that's a blessing if you use it right, because there's always something to learn from other men's experiences. You can hear what broke them. You can hear what sharpened them. Now, yeah, you got to keep perspective. You can't sit around consuming content and get bitter. You can't turn every lesson into anger. You can't lose balance, but if you stay grounded, there is real wisdom available now that a lot of us didn't have when we were younger. And a young man that knows how to learn from that can build way faster. That's why the lesson matters even more now. You don't build from the outside in. You build from the inside out. This wasn't just about women. This was about wisdom. This was about order. This was about what happens when a man chases everything except God and then wonders why his life feels out of alignment. And that's where Solomon comes in. When you look at Solomon, you see something powerful. When God asked him what he wanted, Solomon didn't ask for women. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for status. And he asked for wisdom. And because he asked for wisdom, God gave him the other things too. That right there is the order a lot of men miss. Wisdom first, God first, foundation first, then everything else has somewhere to land. That's the part I wish more men understood earlier. Because if you chase women before wisdom, you'll move emotionally. If you chase money before discipline, you'll fumble it. If you chase attention before identity, you become fake trying to keep it. But when a man puts God first, something changes. He starts moving different. He's not thirsty. He's not desperate. He's not trying to perform for approval. He's not making every decision based on lust, loneliness, or ego. He gets grounded. He starts thinking long term. He starts protecting his energy. He starts becoming the kind of man that can actually carry weight in business, in leadership, in relationships, and in life. Now, yes, Solomon also became a warning, because even with all that wisdom, he still got pulled off course by the wrong women. That part matters too, because it proves that no matter how gifted a man is, if he stops guarding his heart, he can still fall. That's why this message matters, especially for younger men. Your 20s are not just for fun, they are foundation years. These are the years where you build your body, your mind, your discipline, your skills, your relationship with God, your purpose, your standards. And if you do that right, you won't have to spend your later years trying to recover from choices that drained your power early. So yeah, date if you want, learn, live, grow. But don't ever make women the center of your life. Don't build yourself based on what women like, what women reward, what women react to. Build yourself based on truth. Build yourself based on discipline. Build yourself based on wisdom. Build yourself based on how a man should move under God. Because when you do that, you stop chasing what looks good in the moment, and you start becoming someone solid for the long run. And that's the shift. That's the comeback. That's the kingdom part of all this. Not because you chase, but because you finally became somebody worth choosing.